Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to your 2016 Runescope with me. My name is Amanda. I just wanted to take a moment here at the beginning of the new year and thank all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing my videos. I really do appreciate that. For those of you who have gotten a reading with me, a private session, thank you so much for choosing me to take a look at your future for you. And to my regulars, I want to give a special shout out. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to talk with you throughout every year, heading into my third year that I've been doing this. So if you like what you see, if you do like the videos here, please do subscribe. You can just click the button here in the video or below the video to do that, and then you will get an update whenever I do post a new video. It'll come to your inbox there on YouTube. I do the yearly overview, but then I also do monthly readings every month and get those posted about the last week of every month. So if you would like to get a notice when I upload a new video, definitely subscribe. I do appreciate that. I do also offer private sessions because these are general readings. What that means is that not all of these messages will apply specifically to you, but they will be for other people of your astrological sign. So I do recommend you watch the video for your rising sign as well, because that will also contain some messages for you, and it may clarify some things in your general sun sign reading. The only way to get a reading that is all about you, though, and where all of the messages are for you, is to schedule a private session with me. I do those on Skype only. But it's a very easy program. It's free to download. It's very easy to access. They are $65 for 30 minutes. And if you want to set up an appointment, you can contact me at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. You will also find the email here in the video or below the video. Just email me and we'll get that set up. January can be a great time to do that. We can take a look at 2016 and what that's going to hold for you personally. Please do keep in mind I am very busy usually in January, though, so it may take me a few days to get back to you. That just means there are some people ahead of you that I need to get scheduled first. I answer all messages in the order they are received. So I do also offer a rune class, an online rune class, a few times a year. I will be offering that twice this year. So the first one is going to be February 1st through March 11th. And it's $185 for the entire 6-week course if you would like to sign up for this first session. The deadline to do so will be Thursday, January 28th by 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So again, just email me at that same email address if you want to sign up for that and learn how to read the runes for yourself and others. But now, without further ado, let's get on to your 2016 reading. Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your 2016 reading. The tarot wanted to cover the second part of the year for you, so we're going to be looking at the runes for January through June of 2016, and then we'll move over to the tarot to see what's going to be going on for you July through December in 2016. So you're in the challenge or focus position for the first 6 months, Gemini. We have Aeol in the Merkstave position, reverse position. So this is an energy that you could be dealing with it's not going to be your focus the entire month. Just like the monthlies. I mean, it may be something you deal with one time, but it's something you think a lot about afterwards, or it could be a situation or a theme that kind of weaves in and out of the first 6 months. This has to do with sacrifice. Who's sacrificing too much? Are you being expected to sacrifice too much? Or are you expecting other people to sacrifice or compromise too much? Are you taking advantage of that? Are other people taking advantage of you? This rune in the reverse talks about, feeling taken advantage of, being used. Someone may accuse you of doing that, because again, these energies can always work both ways. And so, I mean, that could be a theme. It could happen in both ways. You feel like someone took advantage of you, and then someone else is feeling that you did this to them. So that could be, what's fair? Am I treating people fair? Are people treating me fair? Do I stop having dealings with them when I find out that they're not willing to compromise, not willing to give up anything? Fair weather people. Do you have fair weather friends, fair weather family members, only around when stuff's going well? You know, they're only willing to help you if everything's going okay and you just need like a ride somewhere or something. You know, but if you're really, really destitute and like need a place to live, everybody scatters and disappears. Are those the kind of people that are around you? Do other people view you that way? So that's, and maybe you were taken advantage of, Gemini, and the challenge is kind of getting over this or letting this go, moving on, trusting people again, being able to open up with people again, or even forgive maybe people who have taken advantage of you or you feel done wrong by you. So I mean, there may be somebody coming back that apologizes, or you may be trying to do that and get someone to kind of accept you back, and so there may be some challenges around that the first part of the year, Gemini. But you've got a lot of indications of new beginnings as well with Bjork here. So there could, for some of you, maybe this has to do with mom or mother or your child if you are the mother. But yeah, this specifically has connections to mom, mother, older female members of the family, grandmother. There can be new beginnings here. You could become a mother or grandmother. You could make someone a mother if you're a guy. So yeah, there are connections to motherhood here. It was interesting because that was coming up for Aquarius as well. So yeah, there are new beginnings indicated. Now this does not have to be a person. This can just indicate, you know, a new start. But it does have particular connections with family and getting along well, repairing relationships, you know, things that were kind of hidden coming out and being talked about. There may be someone that, again, has been away that you haven't spoken with in a while that comes back. And maybe you didn't know everything that was going on with this person, but it's revealed to you. This is kind of the skeletons coming out of the closet, Rune. Anything that's been hidden or suppressed can come out. Now, Gemini, if you're keeping secrets that you really don't want to come out, be very, very careful about who you tell, particularly the first part of the year. I don't know. I feel like this is a very specific message. If there is someone out there, a girl with pictures that you do not want your mother to see, be very, very careful who you share those with, where you share them to, because I feel like your mom could find out. I feel like these are kind of sexy pictures or whatnot. And so don't just trust anyone with that stuff. You could find yourself on the internet and your mom, you know, being quite shocked. If that does happen to you, I feel like you'll be able to get them removed or get rid of them. But yeah, you know, I've never understood that, you know, just giving your pictures to like that to anyone. I would not recommend it. Because you just don't know who you can trust sometimes. Anyway, I feel like that was a very specific message. For others of you, it's just somebody who's been away, has been non-communicative, maybe not talking to you, maybe it just kind of stopped, or maybe there was a fight, an argument, and you know, you felt like this person was just taking advantage of you, and so you cut off all contact, and maybe you didn't understand the reasons why, and it's because this person was maybe embarrassed by the reasons why, or so that's why they didn't share them with anyone. But whatever, this may be coming out. There may be a surprise pregnancy with this next to Bjork. You know, somebody may be trying to keep that under wraps and then it comes out. Maybe you're trying to keep it under wraps, Gemini. You find out in the first part of the year. You know what I always say when I see the fertility runes, if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure you don't. There are plenty of ways to make sure you don't. So, but yeah, you could, maybe you're wanting to wait until, you know, it's, you know, a certain amount of months, and the news gets out somehow. So again, be careful who you trust with any news you don't want getting out. I mean, I feel like whatever this is, it's going to be all right. It's going to end up okay, but it may take a while, you know, before you, you know, are okay with it. It'll be a gradual, I think you'll be pretty upset about it if it's you for quite some time. But now the help that's going to be available to you is, you know, I feel like you're going to be working very hard the first part of the year, Gemini. So whatever this is, I mean, like I said before, I think it's just going to be a theme kind of weaving in and out. I don't think it's going to color the whole 6 months by any stretch of the imagination, because you're going to be very focused on something else or someone else. For you single ladies, this could be a new man coming into your life. Or your partner, your current partner. It could just be you guys spending more time together. You have a lot of plans in the first 6 months. Some of you may be getting married. Bjork can also be a rune of marriage or a new beginning in a relationship, taking a relationship to a more committed level, moving in together, that sort of thing. But for those of you who are single and looking, first part of the year, you could, you know, you ladies in particular, actually both of you, I'll get to that in a minute, both males and female Geminis, no matter if you're looking for a male or female, you've got that energy, first part of the year especially. But yeah, for you ladies, this guy's coming in as a help to you. So he may very much be a very masculine person, a very protective person. You know, he's a very hard worker, very goal-oriented. And when he wants something, including when he finds the woman that he wants, he goes after her with, you know, a lot of gusto. This is a very fire-oriented energy with this guy. So, I mean, this is not someone who would hem and haw and not talk to you. This is somebody that's going to make his interest very obvious, but not in a creepy way. You know, but just in a you know, he's going to compliment you. He's going to buy you a drink. He's going to be very vocal. He's very confident. So, and that's part of what you dig about him, Gemini. You really kind of like that a lot, you Gemini ladies. So if you are single and looking, I'm not seeing how you would meet this person, probably because there's so many of you and it will be different for all of you. Again, that's something we can look at if you'd like in a private session. But yeah, I would say if you're on a dating site, I mean, make sure, you know, if you haven't joined one yet, I would definitely join one in the new year. That's when there's a lot of activity, a lot of new people, a new crop of faces coming in on the dating sites. Get out and about with your friends more if you're trying to meet somebody. If you're single, you got to mingle if you don't want to be single anymore. Even if you do want to stay single, I mean, you may meet somebody, because again, this guy's determined. There's a lot of determination around him. Now, for some of you, you could just be putting a lot of effort into achieving a goal in 2016. This may have something to do with physical activity. So a lot of you may be really working out a lot more. Maybe you set that goal in the first part of the year, like, you know, I'm going to get this, you know, I'm going to lose so many pounds, or I'm just going to get in better shape, or I'm going to tone this, or, you know, or this year I want to complete this project, or get this job, go back to school, that sort of thing. So there's something you're very focused on as the year starts, and I see that continuing, and that is going to help you. Whatever this is, it's something you're supposed to do. It's something that you can achieve, and you're going to be very determined to do so. Now, what can't be changed January through June? For those of you guys, like I said, there's also a feminine energy here coming in that will be a big help to you. So if you're already in a relationship, if you're a Gemini guy and you already have a lady, I feel like she's just there for you. She's going to help you through any difficulties. Maybe going back to this where, you know, I'm working at this job and I'm taken advantage of. Everybody shoves their work off on me. Nobody appreciates me. She's going to be there helping you through whatever this lesson is and kind of giving you a different perspective. Now, for those of you who are single, those of you guys who are single, this is a woman who could come in as very much kind of a karmic situation. She's very probably nurturing, intuitive. I feel like this is a very feminine woman. Very attractive. You find her very attractive. And now, when you meet her, I'm getting some kind of indication here with you guys that when you meet her, you may be doing something you don't want to be doing, but you have to do. There's very much kind of a necessity, like I have to go here. I have to go pay this bill, or I have to go pick up some groceries, or so. I mean, this is something maybe in your daily life that you do every week, and then you meet her, and it changes the vista totally here. Now, for some of you, this woman could be coming in as a lesson for you. Doesn't mean it's going to be a bad relationship. Doesn't mean it's going to be a difficult relationship. Either way, it's necessary with this rune. You're supposed to meet this person. You're supposed to, you know, go through with this. Now, for you ladies, what can't be changed is that your intuition is off the charts, especially the first part of the year, about not repeating lessons. So about stopping people from taking advantage of you. So this new guy, I mean, if you see any signs, if that's how this works out and there's a new relationship coming in, if you see that this guy's kind of trying to take advantage, is, you know, expecting you to give up some things while he's not doing anything, you're not going to stick around very long, I don't think. You're going to be out of there. I think you'll pick up on it so quickly. You know, you'd be like, oh, no, I've been down this road before. I'm not repeating this lesson, and good for you. Don't. But for the most part, he is coming up in the upright. I don't think for a lot of you this is a bad guy. It's just going to be a karmic thing. You've been with this person before. For you Geminis, yeah, there could be some karmic relationships going on, that kind of instant connection kind of thing. And for some of you, it could be a good karmic lesson for, you know, because we all have our own karma we're working through. So does this other person you're meeting. So it's going to be different for all of you. But yeah, there's definitely a past life connection here and a reason that you're meeting this person. You're going to learn something, or you're going to teach them something, or it's going to liberate you from something. And for those of you who, this doesn't have to be a relationship lesson though, but for you ladies in particular, your intuition about not repeating lessons and your patience. Like if you're waiting for something to happen, but you're putting a lot of work into it, I feel like your intuition is just going to be strong enough. If I keep doing this, you know, I'm going to get this goal. I'm going to achieve this goal. You're just going to know it, that it's within reach. Some of you may even get dreams that are very foretelling of future events. You women in particular. So, and you Gemini guys, it could be your wife or your girlfriend has a dream about something predictive. And listen to this. I feel like there's a strong message coming through in dreams for many of you about the future. And this enables you to be more patient regarding a goal or something that you want in 2016. So definitely keep a dream journal, Gemini, if you can, you know, just maybe put a notebook by the bed so that you can jot down things when you wake up, because I think there's a lot of messages coming through while you're asleep, especially first part of 2016 here. Many of you are leaving, there is a door closing here. So you could be leaving a relationship. We do have the Two of Cups in reverse over here. And as we move into the second part of the year, we'll talk about that. This can indicate a separation, a divorce, leaving a bad negative situation behind, leaving behind a negative influence or someone who is just a taker, taking advantage of you, or someone who accused you of being that way when you're not, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here and move on to greener vistas. But yeah, and some of you, this may be work, a job. You're leaving this behind, and you know, you're finally able to move on to a new gig, to new work. Because I do see new opportunities available for you, those of you job hunting, particularly in the second part of the year. But yeah, I feel like there is a door closing by June on something that you're ready to let go of. You're ready, you know, you and this person have done all you're supposed to do together, you know, happy trails. You and this job, you're just done with it. You're over it. This situation that's been dragging on and on, you're just, I'm not gonna have anything to do with it anymore. I'm done with it. I'm letting this go. I'm letting this stubborn, selfish person go. Who keeps repeating the same mistakes and not learning from them. I'm letting that person just go. I'm fine with no contact anymore with that person. Or I'm fine with, you know, we do also have Isa, which is also a card of divorce. So many of you may be dealing with that. It may be going on for someone around you. That's another way this can work. Someone who really, really was stubborn about getting involved with someone who was inappropriate, who was using them, who was wanting to be with them for all the wrong reasons. And now it may be falling apart. And because you care about this person, you're kind of drawn into that. but you're going to kind of disentangle yourself or disengage at a certain point and just be like, look, this is your battle. You brought it on yourself, and I have my own stuff to deal with. So second part of the year, your focus is going to be on studying something. Gemini, many of you may have a new interest. You may be taking a class, a course, a certification, going back to school. This may be on the job training. That's why I was talking about many of you. This may be a job situation you're leaving because there's a brand new one. And for some of you, this may be in academics. Maybe you are going to be teaching. But maybe there is just, a training period before, you actually start the new job. But I see a lot of communication going on as well. We've got the 8 of Rods. I'm sorry, I got cat hair that keeps sticking to these cards. 8 of Rods means just a lot of communication going back and forth, digitally, on email, a lot of messaging happening. So I feel like, some of you, that may be part of the job, that may be part of the work. Maybe you're studying communications, marketing, advertising, public relations, social media marketing, broadcasting, anything that would kind of get a message out, writing. I feel like many of you, it's because you guys are, really the communicators of the zodiac. You're fantastic at that. And I feel like many of you are working in the second part of the year to use that gift. Those of you that are the typical chatty Geminis, I know you're not all the same, but those of you who are, that is a strength, that is a gift for you. I feel like you are looking for work or ways to use that. This can also mean the arrows of love, going back to what we were talking about, the 8 of Rods. You mean, I've been caught by the arrow right in the heart, Now, for many of you, the help in the second part of the year, you ladies in particular, this could be this guy that was coming up at the beginning of the year. King of Swords is another air sign. So this could be another Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So this guy coming in, you could really have that kind of unspoken connection that people of the same element sometimes have. He could also be a lawyer or a consultant, your boss, somebody who gives you an opportunity. It could be a professor who gives you a shot at maybe being a student teacher. This is somebody who is going to open some doors for you, whether, romantically, whether spiritually, professionally. He's a big help to you. Now, for you Gemini guys, this could be you. It could be another air sign guy that, again, gives you the job, gives you the opportunity, but it could also be you just being who you are and using your talents and gifts in the way they're supposed to be used. Those of you who haven't yet, if you're still feeling a little bit lost, particularly maybe with career, or I haven't found the right relationship, the second part of 2016 in particular can really see you coming into your own, using your gifts. Being who you are with no apologies, speaking, saying what you have to say, being honest and forthright, and, but in a way that doesn't hurt people. Sorry about that, Gemini, little technical difficulties. But as I was saying, yes, this is a guy who speaks the truth. He's honest. Can be very blunt, but he usually does so in a way that's not hurtful. It's not mean-spirited. So yeah, this could be you, someone helping you, someone giving you advice in 2016. Doesn't have to be a man, because again, with these general readings, there are so many of you, it could just as well be an air sign woman or somebody with those traits. But this could also be a lawyer. King of Swords can oftentimes come in and be a lawyer. If you do need to seek legal representation for any reason in 2016, I feel like you're going to get someone who is very good. He has a fantastic reputation. He is presenting as a king, which means he would have been doing this for quite some time. I mean, there are a lot of, two divorce things on the table. So some of you may be dealing with that, Gemini, in 2016. And the second part of the year, it may really kick up for many of you, or maybe that's when something's going to be finalized. That's when you're seeking representation to, because with the 2 of Cups in reverse, that usually means an ending or a parting of the ways. Again, it doesn't have to be you. Maybe you recommend a lawyer to someone who's dealing with a divorce and who needs that. That type of legal representation. This can also be a therapist or your dad, or somebody you go to for advice, your partner. For those of you that this is someone else that's going through a difficult time relationship-wise. Some of you may have a child going to school in the fall as well. I wanted to point that out, going away to college. And I feel like, you know, you'll be exchanging a lot of messages throughout the second part of 2016. And if that's the case, this kid's going to do very well in whatever this course of study is. They're really going to excel. They've chosen the right thing. Maybe it's them that they're going through a breakup by the end of the year, and you're giving them advice, you know, having been through that situation before, just kind of sharing, you know, your wisdom with one of your children who may be going through their first heartbreak or a difficult ending to a relationship. Now, what can't be changed with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse is that, you know, this may not be a year where you're increasing your finances over much, or you could just have a lot going out when it comes to finances, particularly regarding home, family. Maybe there are a lot of celebrations where you got to bring a gift. You know, there's a lot of family stuff going on. Or it may be a year where stuff with family, generational, particularly because this card can talk about, you know, like generations, grandparents to parents to children. There's something that's not quite complete. Maybe there's something still kind of hanging on, you know, that's having more of a, like, causing disharmony within the family. But I mean, with this in the reverse, it's not, you know, all is not lost. It's still, it just means that, you know, something's not quite complete, or something's not quite the way you would like it to be. So maybe you get into a new relationship, but you can't get married until you get divorced from your other partner. Or, you know, maybe one of your kids is going through a divorce, and, you know, they can't, they're not in the mood to kind of come to family celebrations or get-togethers. They can't come for the holidays, that sort of thing. Or your kid's at college and they decide to stay there, or go be with friends instead of come home for the holidays. There's something with 2016 to where there's not everything is how you would like it within the family, but I mean, you know, who has any situation in life where everything is where they want it to be. But so this is a year where some of you may be kind of, again, going off on a new career, going a new direction career-wise, getting new training, trying to get another degree, to go in a different direction, you know, and so you may not be making a ton of money right out of the gate, or you may be taking time off work to go to school full-time. So you may be making less money, but you're going to be pursuing something, again, putting a lot of effort into something. Whatever this is, you're going to be sacrificing, willing to do it. And for many of you, you could be bringing a new partner in that's going to kind of help ease that financial burden, because maybe you will pool your resources and you know, so you won't need as much as you did when you were single. Or, you know, you're going to find a way to make this happen. You know, you may have to give up some things, restructure the budget, maybe downsize, move to a smaller place. But it's all, again, going to be worth it. Sacrifice is going to be worth it. Again, there's that sacrifice theme callback to the first part of the year. Whatever you're sacrificing for career, for your child going to college, for the love of a family member. I mean, you do have to look at that. Make sure you're not being expected, again, to give up too much for someone else's benefit. Take someone else's advice, consult someone else about, you know, is this fair? Should I have to do that? You know, get some input on this, because I feel like it will be really helpful and useful to you. I would watch big expenditures in 2016, particularly the second half of the year, Gemini. Try not to go crazy for the holidays when buying presents. Purchasing a home, purchasing a car, if you're changing career direction, going back to school, cutting back hours so you can go back to school. It's, you know, just use your judgment. Probably not going to be wise to increase your financial responsibilities when you're going to have less coming in. So yeah, just think that through. Maybe look at the budget, look at what you could lose Look at what everybody could sacrifice, because again, it may not just be you. If you're cutting back, maybe the whole family has to sacrifice, you know. So there could be, you know, cutting down on the cable, taking the internet down to that slow speed. Got to do what you got to do. So that is what I see, Gemini, for 2016. Good luck with that, and I will see you back here in February.